Hello ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? It's Alexander Hilly 123 here. Time for a new video. And today it's a one-off video of me playing NHL 95 on the Sega Mega Drive, Sega Genesis. And for me personally, this is in my favourites on my video game music playlist that I made many years ago on my YouTube. This is one of the best pieces of music ever in a game of any kind. Absolutely phenomenal, beautiful piece of music. I absolutely love this, I think it's incredible and showcases the brilliance of the Genesis Mega Drive sound chip. But of course, this game, ladies and gentlemen, came after the magnificent and legendary NHL 94. Well, listen to this part. Woo! That sounds sick. And of course, as you'd expect, it was perhaps fighting a losing battle. And they changed, I don't know if they changed the engine entirely, but the game looks different than EA Hockey, NHLPA 93 and NHL 94. And all the NHL EA Mega Drive ice hockey games are amazing. They're all very good at the very least. But I never liked these later ones as much. Now, I never played 96, and that is, for a lot of people, the favourite. I did play a little bit of 98, I played a lot of 97, and I played this one as well. I think there's a... Listen to this. This is just euphoric, ladies and gentlemen. And my controller is not working. My controller is not working here. What is going on? It won't let me go... Oh, it's because it's practice mode. Huh. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to have an exhibition game, talk shit about the game. Anyone who's been subscribed to me for a while, ladies and gentlemen, will know how much I love these bloody games. Let me just have a look here. Penalties on, line changes on. Well, on auto. Auto control the goaltenders. 10-minute games, regular. I'll turn the game sound down a little bit. It is a bit loud. But yeah, all the sprites, as they called them for old 2D games back in the day, are different. The sound effects are all different. So it's ice hockey. The gameplay loop is still really fun, but there are some improvements with this game, but I think for the most part it's just not as good, and I think there seems to be less space on the ice, but there are people who have this as their favourite. They're all good, but let me just do a save state here because I don't want to play. I'm just going to close my eyes here. We'll play as a home team, but I don't want to be a team who I've been recently, so I'll reload the save state. Oh, All-Stars. I fucking knew that had happened, you piece of shit. St. Louis. Oh, Dallas again. Okay. We're playing as the home team, and I do believe this was the first year of the Dallas Stars, ladies and gentlemen. I think they were the Minnesota, whatever Minnesota were called. And I want to say that they made it all the way to the Stanley Cup final. My team, the Detroit Red Wings, won the Stanley Cup this year. I might be wrong there, though, about who Detroit won in the final. Mike Modano, remember him? Shanahan, he ended up playing for Detroit, I think. I remember most of these players. I remember them too. I don't remember Tinardi. I remember his face, though. How weird. Phil Housley, is it? Hatcher. I remember his name, but it's shit. Whoa, what a goalie shit. And we're one better than the St. Louis Blues. And as you can see, we've got a different screen here. The base is going absolutely ape shit again. Would you expect anything else, ladies and gentlemen? It's a Sega Mega Drive. But earlier, well, I say earlier on, about a month or two ago, I did a video on EA Hockey saying, you know what, I'm going to do a Let's Play of EA Hockey in the future. And I will, however, it's going to be after NHLPA 93. If you're wondering, we've already done, if you check my channel, have a look at the playlist, I've done 2 playthroughs on NHL 94 already. One, the Montreal Canadiens, NHL 94, and then I did it NHL 94 to 2020 with modern rosters at the time with, pardon me, Edmonton Oilers. I just pick a random team. So we're going to do NHL PA 93. It's September 2024, and I'm going to be doing that in the winter, ladies and gentlemen. So about December, January time, we'll be doing it. Trust me. Fuck it, thing sucks, we'll do it live. So yeah, this is Dallas Stars, first year of Dallas Stars. Don't know if they've won the Stanley Cup before. I think they have. Maybe once or twice. I think St. Louis won it about 4 or 5 years ago. I think the season is actually starting soon. Obviously, as an Englishman, my knowledge of the modern game is, well, it's next to non-existent, to be honest. But I really like the patches that they do for NHL 94. But it says it all, doesn't it? Because I don't know if people actually patch. Someone in the comments, if you could tell me, that'd be awesome. But like any of the other classic games, do they patch with modern rosters, or is it just NHL 94 because it's that legendary? But you might notice, ladies and gentlemen, this is faster, I think, than NHL 94. I think it's too fast, personally. There's no difficulty level on this game, but there is a 97. But I don't know if 96 introduced the difficult. I've never seen that before. Of course I have to say that when I hit the record button. One of my players was skating to nowhere. What the fuck was that? He's on the road to nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if it's an issue to do with the OBS capturing the game. I've captured a few games with a Sega Fusion emulator, but sometimes when I pass the puck, it passes it and I'm not controlling the player. That's not normal at all. Please stop acting weird, game. Because with these with these one-off videos, guys, I like to give you a lot of information. And as far as I remember, I think back in the day when I had my Mega Drive in the 90s, when I was already in love with 93 and 94 and EA Hockey, I think I got this, borrowed it from Blockbusters, and at the time I still enjoyed it, but it's kind of one of those situations where with further plays you realise it's just not as good. I don't like this either. When a player goes into what we call the sin bin here in the UK, you see that little extra screen popping up telling you, and it's like, in NHL 94, and EA Hockey 93, 94, the 3 previous games, I should just say, you didn't need to see that. You saw them actually going in from the side angle. Shame St. Louis aren't playing at home, ladies and gentlemen. We'd have the Saints go marching in song then. And I have to say, personally, two things that I think are better about this game than the 3 previous games. One, I think the passing is better. I think the sound effects of the passing, I should say, of the puck is more realistic. As you can hear, I think it's much better. And I think a lot of the sound effects do sound probably more realistic. Although I do miss the old crowd cheers and boos compared to this game. But yeah, I think the sound of the skates on the ice as well, also better. Don't get a noise when they're going in the sin bin though. It's Brendan Shanahan, I remember now. I didn't remember he played for St. Louis though. Then again, I think he played for Detroit in 99. I remember NHL 99 at PS1. That was fun. In terms of PS1 NHL games, the only ones I played were 98, 99, 2002. Actually, I think that might have been PS2. Craig, blast him into the side. Look at that. The sideboards on this game look tiny, if that's what they're called. They don't look good, and I don't think the crowd look as good. And I can't remember, because like I say, I never played 96, but I've been looking at some footage of 96 on... Oh shit, I nearly said something that didn't get me cancelled then. I'm a swig of Coca-Cola and not get cancelled. Yeah, they changed it definitely for 97. They made the sideboards look a lot bigger. Can't think of the name of them. Sideboards make sense, I'm calling them that. Even though they're not outside. Whoa! What a crazy game this is! It's an own goal. '93 here. Number 4 takes it off him into the net, and I was gonna say, because I have just finished a playoff with the Boston Bruins, did a random playoff. It picked me as a Boston Bruins. I went all the way to the final, won the Stanley Cup, and it's hard to score in this game, but they do have Ed Belfour in the net, and that guy was an absolute beast. Probably the best goaltender in the game, alongside Patrick Roy, or as I'm told it's pronounced, Patrick Roy or something. I can't remember how it's pronounced, but it's not Roy. Which doesn't make sense to me. I'm just going to keep calling him Patrick Roy. But the Montreal Canadiens goaltender, he's a beast as well. But yeah, it's usually harder to score in this game, and that was one of the things that I was going to say. The wraparound goal, I'll show you here, where you hit it. You know, if you play these games, I don't need to explain what the wraparound goal is. It's harder to do the wraparound goal in this game. It genuinely is, and that, you'd think, is a good thing. And the gameplay loop is still a lot of fun. It feels to me like the ice is more compact here though, and there's less space. The sprites of the players look smaller as well, and genuinely I feel that the graphics are somehow worse in this game. It's really weird, but when I have a look at the SNES footage, and I've never played the SNES versions of these games, and overall most people did prefer the Mega Drive Genesis versions, but yeah, this version and all the... Whoa! But it cannoned off the goaltender. All the other versions up until 98, the last Mega Drive version, look similar to this, and the player models look similar. And they look like the SNES models, and I always find that really confusing. I think there was some EA meddling. Who's surprised at that? EA meddling? In 1994, you're having a laugh. The body checks are still satisfying. Press the A button to hook them, which sometimes results in a foul, sometimes doesn't. It's one of those things. It can be really useful to use that. One thing that I think they did it on purpose, I think, but the slap shot in this game, it's harder to get your slap shots off when you're close to the opposition's goal, because the animation of doing the slap shot, I'll show you now. The player will put the puck, look. Oh no, that's the wrong angle. It's when they're facing downwards or upwards at no angle. Here you go, look. They really swing the stick back, and you tend to get intercepted before you can hit the slap shot off. And I think they did do it on purpose, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I get a bit frustrated by it. But I've been playing this game a lot in the last 4 or 5 days, and like I say, the gameplay loop's still fantastic. Something I'm not as keen on, listen, the organ. I don't think it sounds as good as it does on NHL 93 and 94. Still sounds sick though. Ooh, looking for the one-timer. It's harder to get the one-timer off in this game, I think. Smashing into the boards. And, you know, the one-timer goal, the slap shot goal, scoring in general. These are things that should be difficult to come by. They should be satisfying. They are in this game, but yet and still, I don't prefer this game to 94. 94 is the best for me, and like I say, it's a great series. All the games have their own merits, but some people do genuinely prefer, as this is the favourite, 96, some 97, never seen 98, but maybe that's because so few people played 98. It's kind of crazy that it was even made. But when I was playing as the Boston Bruins, having 10-minute games, and a lot of them were ending 1-0, 1-1, 2-1. A lot of games going into overtime. And honestly, it is so difficult to score past Ed Belfour in this game, the Chicago goaltender. Chicago are a pretty good team on this game. They're not the best. They're up there though. But holy shit, it was ridiculous. I was having like 70 shots a game, so it's not like it's too difficult. Ooh. You do tend to dominate the opposition in this game regardless of the team you are. Ooh, that should have been a goal. Yeah, it was becoming pretty ridiculous. I think I said it at the start of the video, I do think they were fighting a losing battle. NHL 93 and 94 were so loved that changing the way the game looked meant that some people were not going to enjoy it regardless. I don't like this screen. I've got to keep saying it. Look, it slows the game down. It's a split second, but I like seeing the player go into the penalty box the same way as in the first 3 games in the series. Now, I'd love to bring 96 to the channel as a one-off video. And trust me, guys, down the line, it might be a year or 2, but I will do a Let's Play of this game. We don't have to win the Stanley Cup. It's only going to be playoffs. I'm not doing a full season. I'll mention that in a minute as well, the seasons. But if we win it, we win it. Awesome. I did do previously for NHL 94, but if we don't win it, it still gets uploaded. I'm not going to painstakingly make sure we win the Stanley Cup. If I lose, we lose. But obviously, I'd like to get far into the competition. Otherwise, not going to be a lot of videos. Now, something else which should be better about this game is when you keep the puck with one player, you can feel the AI kind of get annoyed with you and they hunt you down. You feel the pressure a little bit. You feel, I think personally, a bit more intelligence from the CPU play. When you have the puck, you've had it for a while, they hunt you down. It's offside. I do play with offsides and penalties on, ladies and gentlemen. Just for that added realism. And that's the thing with this game. It's pretty crazy, you know. This game must be close to celebrating its 30th anniversary. In the next month or 2, October, November 94 it would have been, I guess. And how many sports games can you say that you could play as long as the actual sport goes for, you know, a game in the actual sport, and it still be realistic? Because, you know, we're coming up to the end of the first period if I'd have played a 20-minute game. And if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, ice hockey, it's 3 periods of 20 minutes. I played 10 minutes here, so it'll be at the end of the first period. And 2-2 at the end of the first period in ice hockey is not unrealistic. You know, games can end 0-0, they can end like 6-6. There's more goals than like a traditional football game, for example. That's soccer ball to some. But if you played old football games back in the day, 45-minute halves, for example, that's how long a half lasts in football, it'd be like, I don't know, 26-10 or something. It would be ridiculous. There would be no realism. But with this game, there still is in terms of the score lines. Yeah, it's so fun and arcadey at the same time. It just goes to show what a freaking amazing series this is. And, you know, NHL 2025, I just saw on Xbox Achievements, PS5 trophies. It got announced and they're showing, oh, this is what's going to happen in the game, yada, yada, yada. But the comments that were left painted a picture that no one is happy with the series. Just like with the FIFA football games or whatever the fuck it's called these days. And of course, it's EA agreed a lot of it, but they want it to be about the gameplay again. You know, the old Pro Evolution Soccer football games, a lot of people miss playing them the way they were in the PS2 era when it was just about the pure gameplay and making a sports game for the love of the sport. But these days, there's a heck of a lot less sports games because there's so much money involved in gaming that they don't give a fuck about it and they're not made. No, that's obvious, but yeah, it really does suck. That goaltender there just saved it and there was no animation. Oh, here we go, the goaltender. I do like using my goaltender like that to start up counter-attacks. Can you see how the St. Louis players all surrounded? Look, again, 2 of them there. Whoa, you feel that pressure more. I've said so many things about this game that I've got to be honest with you, are better than 94. Oh, but listen to that. Absolutely no crowd sound when he goes smashing into the boards. But the thing is, I don't really watch ice hockey, unfortunately. It's very hard to come by in the UK in terms of the, TV coverage. There are ways and means I can watch games, but it's not easy. And, ooh, just past the post. I don't think the crowd really make noises like that, do they? Those accentuated cheers and boos. Because it's a video game, you really want to hear them, and it's weird, you don't hear them at times you would expect in this game, and then you hear them at times which make no sense. There is no fighting in this game. I think they brought it back. Yeah, they did. They brought it back for NHL 96. Like I said, I've been watching a few YouTube videos with NHL 96 coverage. Videos, sorry. I don't know why I said coverage there. But the fighting looks bloody awful. Compared to like NHL PA 93, when you're going left and right across the ice, that gave it a tactical advantage. You could press the A button to hook onto them, move back as they went in for a punch, and then you could hit them. Whereas in 96, they're grabbing each other, which is actually more realistic, to be fair, with these ridiculous ice hockey fights, but it didn't look as fun. I can't really remember fighting in NHL 97, but that's what I'm going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm done with this video. I'm going to be starting a playoff with a random team on NHL 97, and from what I remember, I think I prefer 97 to 95, but I can't remember the reasons why. But I mentioned it in passing before, but I didn't go into great detail. By the way, guys, this game could go into overtime. This was the first NHL game with, what's it called? Seasons. So not just the playoff, but the full season. There's trades and transfers, I think, as well. And that is just so cool. But when I did it, I just... Oh, another goalkeeping cock-up. Gianni. Scorer of the goal. Yeah, I picked a team, but then when the season started, you know how when it's your team, the team's name flashes? It wasn't flashing. It was as if I could play as any team. That should have been a goal. I'm always looking to like square the pass and hit a one-timer, but the game actively stops you doing that. This is still so much fun, and I think, I'm not 100% sure here, ladies and gentlemen, but if you look at the reviews online for this game, I'm pretty sure, obviously it's an ancient game now, but I'm sure they're still really, really good. And maybe it's just me who believes in my head that they didn't get great reviews because they just changed the look of the game. I don't think it's as simple as that. But put it this way, if I had the choice between this and NHL 94, I'd still pick 94 all the time. Even though this game is so good. And it is so good. I'm just going to pull the goalie, get an extra man out on the ice, ladies and gentlemen, because that's the way it works. But it's not going to matter if I give the fucking puck away like that, and I think it's going to be an icing anyway. A lot of shit. There we have it. Diddling. Beddling. Beddling. Brent Gilchrist, remember that guy as well. There's a lot to speak of. A lot of things that are better than NHL 94. The pressure that you feel when you're attacking is good. I do think it's harder to score. We just lost. Although I did still dominate the match. You do still tend to dominate the match, but the CPU find it easier to score than you. Interesting. The sound effects of the puck being passed and the skates on the ice are better. Certain sound effects are worse. The game's general music, as you can hear here, is just absolutely phenomenal because Mega Drive was so good musically. The SNES could never, ladies and gentlemen. But at the same time, I don't feel like the gameplay loop is as satisfying as NHL 94. I think the passing, not just the sound effects of it, but passing does feel crisper and better in this game. But there's something about NHL 93 and 94. Obviously the camera angle's the same, but the crowd, the smashing of the glass, the little kid that comes to the front, those little touches are just amazing. And I just love the player sprites, the way they look. I think it's better than this game. Now, I would like to bring 96 and 98 to the channel and just do a one-off video on all of them, and then down the line, like once a year, do a let's play from each series. But I've not got a ROM for 96 and 98. Now Vim's lure has gone down. I don't know really where to go. If someone told me where I could get ROMs in the comments section, I would be horrified. Trust me, if you guys told me, I would be horrified. And I definitely wouldn't download from there. Well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this bass, for the love of Christ. NHL 95. In my head, when I think of this game without playing it, and when I had a massive time away from it, it's the first time I played it in so long, I give it a hard time, and the fact of the matter is, I think they were brothers, the Hatchers. Ice hockey fans, am I right? I'm sure there was another Hatcher, other than Darian Hatcher. But, yeah, I think I give it a hard time, and it doesn't deserve it. It's still an amazing game. I prefer 94. But I guess they wanted to change it, because if you keep releasing the same game, people get bored. But honestly, with this particular game, I don't think people would have got bored. If this played exactly like 94, just having the season mode would have justified it back in the day. And I would do anything to have a season mode on 94. But unfortunately, it seemingly isn't something that people can patch into the game. You know, I've got different versions of NHL 94. I've got an international version. I've got all sorts. I've got a 2010 roster. I've got all sorts of different variations on the game. But ladies and gentlemen, come back, subscribe to the channel. Oh, I said the S word. In a few months, December, January, we're going to do an NHL PA 93 Let's Play. Might even be sooner. I'm just loving these ice hockey games, man. They're fucking amazing. And then next year, we'll do 95 because I've already done 94. Let's just pretend we're starting a new play. I'm going to close my eyes again. Who would we be, hypothetically? No, I don't like this because I closed my eyes. I don't know if I meant be Washington or Pittsburgh. I meant be Pittsburgh and I chose Washington. I bloody hate that. Why are you letting me play as the CPU team? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.